Hello students and team members. Today we're going to be showing you how to log your hours into Workday. I'm Scott Falstrom, the Faculty Director of the STEM and Math Learning Centers. So let's jump in. At this point, the new updated website, the quickest way to get there is probably by going to the A to Z index, clicking on P, and that'll get you into the Portal Guard single sign-on. The portal is where you can go to get access to all of the training aids, and I'll show that as well briefly. So first step, I'm going to click in the single sign-on. Most of you have your two-factor authentication set up, so it takes just a moment for you to get a message to your cell phone that says it is you. Down at the bottom, you'll notice two different Workday products. One is the training module, and the other is the actual Workday product. We're going to ask you to put all of your information into Workday itself. So I'm going to click on that, and as you enter Workday, you'll notice it has a blue background. If you accidentally do open the training tenant, you'll notice it has a bright red background and all of the icons are red. So if you enter something in the red one, it won't go anywhere. And blue is the new, which is just for you. See how that rhymes? It flows. Alright, blue is for you, so make sure you enter things. All of you, when you log into Workday, will have an inbox, an announcement, places up top for notifications, as well as an inbox if any messages are sitting there. For most of you, you'll want to log in to check your personal information, including contact, personal information, emergency contacts, your photo, preferred name if different than your legal name, as well as addresses and any address changes. If at any time you get kind of stuck in the product, you can always click on the blue MiraCosta logo at the top left, and that'll take you back to your home page. Most of what you'll do here is maybe checking pay stubs and entering any time. However, because there is no way for us to show you how to enter time with my login, we're going to switch over to someone else who is a student worker and apprentice. We're going to show you what it looks like from there. And that's because I have a lot more icons just because of the supervisory role. Again, if you accidentally clicked on the Workday Training, and it does say Workday Training, if you click on that, you'll notice that it is bright red. You'll also notice all of the icons are red. That is intentional. It is meant to catch your eye. If you see all of the things are red, nothing that you enter is going to go anywhere. Right. Okay, I indicated that in the portal, MiraCosta portal, you would be able to find all of your Workday support. So this is where you can go find support in Workday. And if you click on Resources, down at the bottom it says Workday Training. So if you click on Workday Training, this is where you can find all of the help aids that are meant for each position. Find Training by Role, and then you can go across and see where you are. Most of you will be entering things under temporary workers. That's apprentices, apprentice 1s, 2s, and 3s. If you are a student worker, then you would click on the student worker piece. Again, most of you are students and workers, but you may not qualify as a student worker. So clicking on the temporary worker would get you to the job aids there. You'll notice there are short videos on the side about how to log in, change your profile photo, and many other pieces. If you're interested in what we're about to do, you would find Manage Your Time. And if you click on Manage Your Time, it will download a PDF. It is not viewable inside the program. You would have to download it. On here, you'll notice you'll be logging in, and there will have little notes throughout. So I encourage you to look through this one. It is 12 pages long, but most of that is the pictures, and they do try to blow them up, as you can see, taking up quite a bit of space. Alright, let's jump into Workday and assume that you have already read through this piece. So a shout out to Rachel, who was willing to share her screen while we were going through this. Thank you, Rachel. So the first thing I'm going to ask Rachel to do is to click on her absence box. It kind of looks like a suitcase. And if she clicks on that, the reason for that is this is where you would be entering anything related to healthy families, or if you had other sick leave. Now, sick leave and healthy families have changed. Instead of giving you 24 hours front-loaded, you now have the ratio of 30-to-1 with a max of 24 hours. And what you would do to request if you had some leave is you would click on Request Leave, scroll down. The leave is notated on the left-hand side. You click the day you're interested in and click Request Absence. Then from the little drop-down, you choose what type it is. In this case, Rachel has options of sick, which is the Healthy Families Leave, or possibly FMLA. Make sure you select which position you're taking the leave for. In this case, you'll notice that she has 0 hours for all of them, but it's still allowing her to go through. When she's ready for this day, she can put down how many hours she has sick by editing the quantity per day. And maybe she'll put down 2 hours for this day and click. She could add a comment or click Done, but notice that the program immediately returns an error. And the error code is listed in 2 different places. When she clicks on the error, it says that basically the sick leave request exceeds the maximum number. She only has 0 hours right now of sick leave, and unpaid absence is not allowed. So she would not be filling this form out to take an unpaid absence. So again, if you do something wrong in this one, it will tell you pretty close to the beginning. Okay, Rachel, would you mind going up and clicking on that other alert just to show people? You'll see the same alert in both places. Right. Thank you. Let's go ahead and click Cancel now. And at this stage, you can't really submit something that doesn't have any hours, so we'll cancel this one too. That looks good. And discard the changes. If you did submit, then it would move on the way up, and you'd be able to request sick leave for that time. So again, hours are on the side. You earn them. You earn sick leave as you work hours at a ratio of 30-to-1. Let's go to the time module there, and we'll go ahead and you can select a week. If you've been working for a while and haven't put hours in, you'll need to select weeks a little bit earlier, but let's just click last week at this point, which is July 6th through the 12th. And go ahead and click Enter Time. And for this one, we'll put in a quick add. Now, the quick add is used, again, she's entering time for last week. And this is where she worked similar shifts on multiple days. The quick add is going to be the easiest to do. Make sure you select the hours you work and make sure you select your position. That will be showing up as we go on. Okay, so Rachel's going to enter her time. So basically she worked 9:30 in the morning till 1 p.m. and then she took a lunch break. And yeah, click Add. So Add doesn't add more time to your day, it gives you another opportunity to put hours in. So then she came back from her break, worked 1:30 till 6. She's checking all of the days she worked that exact same shift. And she clicks OK, and it adds those hours, and she can now see them. Now on Wednesday, time was a little bit different, so I'm going to have her click Enter Time. Instead of a quick add, because there's just one day, with the Enter Time option, she could go up and click on any day of the week and enter her time. You could also click on the day of the week on the calendar, but then it gives you very limited options. And so if you have an in and out shift, meaning you have a lunch break in the middle, it's probably easier to use the Enter Time piece. If you're working a very short shift for the day and you don't have any meal breaks, then it's probably quicker for you to do the click on the calendar option. So Rachel's doing a great job here. She put down 9:30 to 1:15, and she came back at 3:30. So she had a little bit of a longer break because of a class she was taking. And make sure, do you see how she's clicking her position and hours worked in each one of the boxes that she needs to? her reason code is out at the end of the day and it's a meal earlier. Okay, she clicks OK and your changes have been saved. I do want you to know, if you just scroll down, the hours/units piece is not something that you'll have to deal with at all. And if you had multiple in and out times on a day, you could click on a plus sign near the top to add another entry box on that day. Also, if you're working in multiple positions around campus, you'll want to make sure that you put in and out times for all of those positions, even if it's not the STEM and Math Learning Centers. Alright, let's take a look. Now you'll notice the Wednesday hours have been added. There's her longer block right there in the middle. That looks great. We're going to go ahead and have her click on the arrow to move to the next week, and this is only because she didn't have her hours put in because Workday is new. As you go forward, you will be putting your hours into Workday every day, and then we'll be submitting them once a week only. So do not submit every day. You should submit only once a week. If you work elsewhere on campus, you may want to check with that group to see if they have a different process, but it should be pretty similar. So now Rachel's adding hours for this week, and once again you'll notice every time she enters her hours, she'll be selecting which days these hours are working for. Okay, now Rachel could click on the day, or she could go and just add something. Because she has a break, it's going to be quicker for her to put it in one place instead of entering the information twice. So once again, she'll click her time. Okay, so things look good. And now watch, if she clicks the add button, it adds another time block. So if she did work another shift, she could add that shift in here. Okay, she just clicked remove, which removed the other shift, and if she accidentally clicks remove again, it will delete the shift that she was hovering over. Don't freak out, you just have to click the add button, it puts one right back in. Okay, we've clicked OK, all of her hours are ready to go. Now you'll notice a small yellow alert up at the top. That alert is not related to you. If you work more than a certain number of hours per week, it will give you this alert. However, that alert is for student workers, not for temporary staff, and so hopefully by the time you see this video, the alert is only showing up for student workers. Notice you can choose to view by the day or the week, but you cannot view Workday by the month. So for those of you wanting to see how much you're going to get paid in a month, you would have to go through each week and take your weekly hours. And if there's any weeks that are split between months, you only get paid for the days in one month, not for the entire week. The remainder would be paid in the subsequent month. You will notice a few other options. For example, you can review your time by week, which you can also visually do right there on screen. You can request an absence through this time portal, like we showed earlier by clicking the absence button. And you can also do something called run calculations. However, run calculations should already be set up for you, so clicking on it won't make a difference. When she's ready and done with that week, all the hours are entered correctly, and she checked it against any other programs. In Math and STEM we use Sling. You can click submit. This is where it'll show you a summary for all of your hours for the week, and you can enter any comments. You'll notice when she's ready, she can click submit and then click done. You'll notice after Rachel has submitted, it goes to Amy Powpow or whoever your timekeeper is in your area, and she can click the home button when she's done. Rachel, would you mind clicking on the pay icon? There we go, thank you. So in the pay icon, you have an option of doing tax documents, taking your payment elections, and you can also click on payslips. Now you'll notice none of the payslips exist at this point. The only payslips that will be in this system are the payslips from Workday. All of your prior months will be paid through the old system on what's called PeopleSoft, and you can go to the Human Resources page and Payroll to find out exactly how to find those if you need a copy. Okay, she'll click the icon in the top left to get back to her home page. Now she can click on the time icon and she'll be able to see the time that she has entered. Notice time that has been entered does not mean that it was submitted. You may need to click the refresh button. The refresh button is required to see if you have any new messages in your inbox. The inbox is located at the top right corner. So if you've submitted something and you didn't log out and it got sent back to you, you will not see that icon show up unless you click refresh. Any shifts that are sent back to you may have an error. So if you click on the needs attention, the error is only related to one area. So you need to click view details and possibly history to see any comments. Most of the comments we send will be sent through email to alert you of a possible issue, because we know that trying to remember where to click in this is not great, but all comments are saved under history. Once you've fixed whatever needs attention, you just need to submit one more time. So on this week, because Rachel was willing to help us out, she's going to have to enter some time on a Friday. So she might have been submitting for that week, but didn't put in a shift. Because we caught it, we were able to flag it and send it back to her so she could correct it. In this case, she's only working one in and out. She's not working with a meal break. Find which way works best for you. Select the day, and then click OK. Again, for this one, she might have been just as quick to come over and click on the day itself and add the hours directly. Now please notice that she has yellow lines on the shifts that say needs attention. She might have already fixed that. Anything that is not submitted will have this kind of shaded area behind it. So be aware of that. Okay, Rachel, let's submit it. We've got the hours in. Don't need to add a comment. You could add a comment if you'd like. The comment will be seen by the people reviewing your pay. If you've made a comment, click submit. Her hours are updated now. And when she clicks submit, once again, it gets sent to Amy Pow and then on to me as the supervisor. Now notice if Rachel clicks the back arrow, she'll go back to the previous week, and you'll notice that even though she's clicked submit, she clicked submit on the current week and not the week before. So the hours were entered, but were not submitted. She will still need to click submit for these hours in order to be approved for those as well. Okay, Rachel, let's click on the personal information because I think that's where the notifications are located. Oh shoot, no it's not. Try the cloud on the top right. There we go. And if you go down to my account and underneath the change preferences, yeah, that one, then you should be able to change your notifications. So underneath your, let's see here, scroll down a little bit. I think it's under account preferences and preferred homepage. So if you scroll down a little ways further, there are notification preferences, and so you could get a notification when a background report completes or when something is shared, and you have the choice down here to choose whether you get email, mobile, or pop-up notifications, and then there's a long list of when you get notified. So if you want to be notified immediately, if you want to be notified once a week. So Rachel has chosen to be notified by email after she's submitted her time. Remember, she submitted it once and it was sent back, and then she submitted again. And the link on the email goes directly to the notification details, and she's able to look for additional details if needed. Would you mind clicking on the help desk portal? Right there, there's a link, perfect. Now this will take you over to the portal, and you'll notice the Workday Help Desk is located at the very top. So if you do have an issue where something is incorrect and you're not able to fix it, this is where you can submit a request to have that fixed on the back end. Let's see what it looks like if we try to submit a help desk request to Workday. So you'll have to enter your Miracosta email. Go ahead and click Next. Log in with single sign-on. Again, this is confirming your ID. Most of you have it set up to get the Duo push if you have the smartphone. If not, you will receive your two-factor authentication. Let's just enter other or skip the question. Now, this isn't really helpful for us. Let's just skip. Alright, now you'll notice categories. The categories are linked to different types of job tasks. So there's benefits, there's human resources, there's payroll. There's a lot of things that you probably won't have to deal with. For example, you won't have to deal with purchasing. You won't have to deal, for the most part, with role changes that will be handled by the supervisors. But let's go put a help desk ticket in to show people how to do that. Let's go ahead and choose, let's choose payroll. And then underneath you can click on submit a request or issue. And you have the links to Workday and the training aids at the top as well. So once it's ready, it will bring up the different categories to kind of say, here's what I'm interested in. Let's put in payslips and just say, you know, hey, I'm not seeing my old payslips. So missing old payslips, priority is standard. And yeah, I can't see my payslips in Workday from May 2020. Okay. Once you're ready, click Send. You'll notice the request is logged in the top, and you can get a copy of it so you can always see what you did send in. And if you check your email, you'll also get a copy of the Workday request or help desk request sent through to email as well. So you can view the request, and if you prefer, you can turn off other notifications related to it, but it's probably good to know when a resolution has happened. Phew. All right, well, we made it. Thank you very much, Rachel. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You being the person who is the go-to and testing it all for everybody. So I want to say thank you very much for that. And we're going to wrap this video up. If you have questions related to the STEM or Math Learning Center and how we do things, please send a message to myself or Amy Powpow. And if you have questions for your other supervisors in other areas, please make sure that you reach out to them in case they'd like things done differently. All right, off you go.